Good morning. It's still dark outside. Otherwise, I'd be like outside filming, really, or not filming, but recording. I was laying here and I was kind of like thinking about some things that have happened in the last, I don't know, like 6 weeks or so. I think somewhere around there. And then some things that have happened just recently. There was an elderly gentleman on on the El Camino Cielo, the other side of the mountain where I usually am. And that Officer Rosas, though, lady, get a fucking life. That Officer Rosas of the fucking Forestry Service, really? I know someone called you, and that's why you came to bother me. 1:11, 1:12 on the clock when I said that. And I know you didn't talk to the other people on the road, because there was a van over there who had been there for 10 days straight. I can prove it, as in a court of law. And you didn't do anything. So, and what I told you is true. What I told that fucking dumbass. What I told that dumbass is true. I've been up there for 1.5 years, and not one of her colleagues has seen fit to say a fucking word to me. There's good reason for that, dipshit. What the fuck is wrong? Go have your head checked, lady. Fucking... I went to high school with ladies. Ladies is a nice word for it. With women like that. Girls like that. Please. Ugh. You should have seen the look on her face when I refused to give her my ID. I don't have to give you my ID. You fucking crazy. She was ready to stomp her feet like a child. She kept telling me, yes, I have to. I mean, it's in the video. I don't know how well you can hear it. I haven't gone back to listen to it, but you're so used to being a bully. I mean, she was really going to stomp her feet like a 2-year-old child. I thought, wow. You're not someone I would want enforcing my laws. That's for certain. Anyway, really why... There was an elderly gentleman on the road, like I said, on the other side of the mountain. This was just last week. And he came up to my car. I had seen him walking up there 2 or 3 days, I think. And this day, Bella and I were in the car. We were just relaxing. I think I was listening to something on YouTube. And he walks up to my car. And Bella doesn't bark, but she didn't bark at him that time. But he walks up and he knocks on my car, knock, knock, knock. And excuse me, I get up. And both his hands are really bloody. I'm like, what the fuck? And he proceeds to tell me he needs a nurse and he needs some help. I'm like, well, I can help you. And so, I rinse off his hands, help him rinse off his hands, and give him some clean paper towels and some hydrogen peroxide. And he goes on his way, He comes back the next day to say thank you. I mean, he said thank you, but, a more proper thank you. I think he was hurt, he was hurt that day. And, I didn't, anyway. He says that he went to, see a doctor at Sansom Clinic, and, the urgent care. And, he tells me about it, and he's talking about this Dr. Anderson. Never met this man. Never. I have no idea. Looked him up online. I don't know that person. But he says that Dr. Anderson says that he knows me. Yeah, no, you don't, bro. You don't know me. No, you don't. And he's got like a son who's a doctor too. Excuse me. I don't know who the fuck either one of these men are. I guess he was telling this man, Philip, who I helped, that he went to the church that I was going to, which is like, there are 2 different churches I was going to, both of them equally wackadoodle churches. There's a reason why I don't go anymore. Both of them have covens of witches in them. True story. True story. They will tell you all day long how you shouldn't use divination, and you shouldn't use cards, and you shouldn't channel, and you shouldn't be a medium, and all this shit, which isn't actually true. But at the same time, I understand why they say that, or why the Bible says this, because like, your spirit guides can and will fool you. Oh yeah. When you think you're talking to an angel, you best test that spirit. Otherwise, you don't know what the fuck you're talking to, or what's talking to you. And, you know, unless you're in 100% alignment with God, those tarot cards can tell you any fucking thing. Believe it. They can. And they will. There are a lot of trickster spirits. A lot of them. And they don't owe you anything. Nothing. So unless you're in alignment with the Most High, and I don't mean just like praying and going to church. I mean, I went to a Bible study from one of the churches. And I mean, I know that there were at least 2 or 3 witches in that group. Whether they call themselves white witches or whatever the fuck, they're witches, all the same. And they practice things that are not okay. But this Dr. Anderson's like, he told this man that he knows me. And I told Philip, I told that man, the gentleman that I helped, he was very much a gentleman. I told him, I don't know him. That name Anderson was not in any of my donors list, like my donors list for my GoFundMe account. That man never helped me. His family never helped me. They've not. I mean, like, if people know me, and I'm sure that he's not the only one who's done that. I'm sure there are other people who've done that. You know, I know her. No, you don't. There's a woman in town named Sadie Mercedes. Sadie Mercedes Stern. Total fucking asshole. Went to school with her. I didn't actually, I never saw her go to school, is the truth. She and I were best friends for years when I was very young, and we are not friends now. We haven't been friends for a very long time. And in fact, I would say she was never my friend. I was her friend. Which is the case with, I would say, like, probably 99% of the people in my life who have been in my life. They were not my friend. I was their friend. That's how that works in my life. Which doesn't have much, it doesn't have anything to do with me. It has to do with other people. But, like that woman, she used to fuck, I mean, she's 3 years older than me. So when I was 15, you know, she's 18. She used to fuck my boyfriends. Like, she used to have sex with men that were much younger than her. Like, potentially, I mean, now she'd be called a pedophile for having sex with those young guys. Because they were my boyfriends. They were younger than her. But she used to do that to me. Like, really low class shit. Really low class. Really bottom shelf. Like, you gotta really dig deep to go that low kind of stuff. And, this whole town, I mean, I love Santa Barbara. I really do. And I'm not, you know, I'm not looking to put anyone down in particular. But, like, you know what? If you've never helped us, you've never offered us a meal, you've never put 1 gallon of fucking gas in my car, you've never, like, offered, hey, you know, you must be tired of sleeping in your car. Why don't you come and pitch a tent in my yard? Or, you know, like, there's a woman in town, and I don't like her at all, but she did let me stay in a tent in her yard for a month with my dog. That's a much more solid person. I would say much more well-balanced person and kind, much more kind person. Not the kind of person I want to be friends with, but still all the same, a much better person than most people. For certain. She doesn't go to church. She doesn't even believe in God, as far as I know. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Ugh. Hot. Wow. But like, my point is, those, so many people will say, oh, I know her, and people are like that. Yeah, I personally don't get it. If I don't know someone, I don't know someone. I mean, even celebrities that I've known for most of my life, I would never say I knew them. I know their work. I know things about them, but I don't know them. Big difference. And I didn't get into it with Philip and say, I did tell him I don't know him though. I did tell him that. So, yeah, Dr. Anderson and his son apparently. I don't know if his son says he knows me, but he's got a son that's a doctor. And I'm like, you never fucking helped us. I mean, that would be my next question for that person. Is if you know her, where are you helping her? She's homeless, living in her car. The fuck is wrong with you? The community did really come together and help us, but I never saw the name Anderson in any of my donors, anywhere on my donors list. I could be wrong, and I don't think I am. There is one person who kept donating to us. Even just recently, she donated money, and to that person's a friend of mine. We don't know each other. I don't think I've ever even met her, but she's somebody who gives a shit. She's somebody who cares. I'm not going to say her name because, I don't know if she wants that, attention or not. But I think she always donates, anonymously is why I'm saying this, because people, who donate, they don't always want to be public. So, especially if they're donating anonymously, duh. So, but when you say you know someone, you should know them, or you should have helped them, or, but that Dr. Anderson, I guess he's like a emergency care doctor. He might have seen me in the hospital that night I came down off the mountain or something. I'm guessing. I don't know. Because he works at a cottage ER too. But, I don't know him. I don't know him from anyone. I don't know him from Joe. Not at all. Don't know him. So, back off with that shit. That's fucking weird. That's totally weird. And I have a feeling he was going to... Anyway, yeah. Either one of those churches, I should have taken that off of my GoFundMe, because I wouldn't go to either one of those churches, now. No. Maybe to socialize, but not to commune with God, necessarily. I pray for those people. That's how... When you have covens of witches in your own congregation and you're unaware of it, and the other things that go on in that church, don't even ask, because those people would lose all respect for their congregation members if I told people what I know about them. $14.14 and $14.15 on the clock when I said that. Really gnarly shit that would destroy their congregation, really. It really would. I saw it. I've seen it happen. Oh. Excuse me, I used to go to Calvary Chapels when I was a kid. Oh. And, just because people go to church doesn't make them good people. Don't make that mistake. They might be a little less spiritually bankrupt than other people, and one of the reasons there's so many churches in Santa Barbara, and I know this from experience, is because of the covens of witches. I'm not even kidding. There are so many witches here. It's wall to wall. And not only that, but they hide the fact that they're witches. A lot of spell work, a lot of, speaking crappy things on people, and just flat out witchcraft. I'm not even kidding. And even uglier shit than that. Really, like, I am not in alignment with either one of those churches. I was going to the LDS church on Santa Barbara Street, in Santa Barbara, obviously. And I'm not in alignment with that church at all. There are people there that I like, but, like, no, they're not. They're spiritually bankrupt people. I'm not gonna lie. And morally bankrupt people. Like, not completely. Not like some other people I know, but yeah, I call judgment on that shit. That's not, and it's not like I'm just, judging them without knowing them. You see, like, I know those people. No. No fucking way. I mean, no. And, I know other people that don't go to church, never step foot in a church in their fucking lives, who are better people than any of the congregation members of either one of those churches that I mentioned on my GoFundMe account. I mean, really. That man, Philip, he doesn't attend church, and he helped me right there. Thanked me, and like, showed me that he was thankful, Like, people, I don't know, people are really deceived about things. They really, like, it's disingenuous. It's very disingenuous. It's not to tell someone that you know them. I mean, I don't know what in his mind, in that doctor's mind, makes him think that he knows me. Like, especially around Christmas time. If I was Philip, I would have said, really? If you know her, then why is she living in her car with her dog? A year after that accident. Like, have you ever done anything for her? Nope. Never done a fucking thing. Oh, well, then you probably don't know her. And if you do, you're probably not a very good person. Like, I don't... Anyway, that's what Santa Barbara's like, full of a bunch of really fake-ass fucking people. 1818 on, or 1812 on the clock when I said that. Really fake people. Everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. It's really, like, it can be really discouraging if you let it be, I suppose. But, like, there are so many people in this town who have never done a fucking thing for us. Never helped me or my dog. Not even a little bit. And, like, they'll say they know me? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Like, there are people in this town who have helped us. There are people who don't live in this town at all who have helped us. Never met us. Never met me or my dog. And they've been more helpful to the people, to me. They've been more helpful people to me than... I mean, people show their true colors real quick. And most people are not what they claim to be. They're just not. Which is a shame for everyone in their lives. But, like, the people who have helped us, I'm very thankful. Very grateful to those people. And, not indebted, but grateful. And, the people who have just been, like, one-offs, like, help, here and there, or helped once or whatever. I'm grateful to those people, too. those people I would call friend, at least friendly, not friends, but friendly, before other people. That's for certain. It's my winter hat. Gotta stay warm. This jacket was given to me by one of the sisters at Virgil Cordero Center. It's the first jacket I had in a long time, so I'm very grateful to have it. There was another man who I met on the streets years and years ago. His name is Michael. He gave me another jacket, so I have 2 jackets. But like, nobody else made sure I had a jacket to wear. All winter, I have not had anything to wear. And I mean, it's now the end of, it's getting to like the middle to the end of January, or I mean, excuse me, December. And, you know, people, like, I don't know. It was on my heart that people were saying things like, I don't even know why exactly. But people were saying they knew us, or they know me. I'm like, you don't fucking know me. It's so beautiful. It's gonna be a beautiful morning. Another beautiful day. Thank you, Father. So beautiful. But like, you know, I mean, it's the same thing with like, I'm not saying I'm a celebrity. You know, I'm not saying that at all. But what hold on. Light my hermit lamp here. But like, you know, I always thought it was funny when people, you know, I'm gonna set this down. People would say, you know, you know, I would meet people that, I should turn this way. People would say, oops, make sure I don't scoot off the edge of the rock. So pretty. People would say, is that Jupiter? I don't know what that is actually. Jupiter's moons have been really visible lately. It's really beautiful. You can see all 5 moons like really clearly. Of course, you like need binoculars to see it, but you can see them all the same. But people would say things like, you know, they'd hear like an artist's music or whatever. You know, whoever it is, it doesn't really matter. But like just music artists, or, you know, or actors, or you know, whatever, and say, "Oh, I love them." Like, you don't love them. You like, do you like their work? Is that what you mean? You know, like, I mean, I haven't met very many celebrities in my life, or actors, or you know, but like the ones that I have met, I admire them. I admire their work. I think that they're talented people. But to say like I love them, yeah, no, I don't love them. And like people that say things like that are just weird. Like, that's weird. And like for those people to say that they know me, you know, that's weird. Like, why? You know, it's strange. It's a strange thing to do. That wind is cold. But like, you might admire someone or whatever, but It's such a beautiful morning. It's so beautiful up here. I love it. But, I mean, I was born here, and this is my hometown. And frankly, I don't have anywhere else to go. You know, housing hasn't come through, and I mean, I really don't want to deal with Section 8 housing again, especially after what happened the first time. Yeah, no. They're lucky I didn't, haven't brought a lawsuit and sued their. When you say you know someone, it's just like, that's so weird, but you don't help them, like. And that man, Philip, was thinking that, because we discussed it. And I told him, I don't know those people. Those people don't help us, like, at all. And a man that the man, Philip, that I helped on the mountain, he was of more help to me and my dog in, a 10-minute conversation than anybody has been in a long time. So, just be careful about, like, what you claim and what you say. It makes you look like a fool. Like, I was seriously thinking about stopping by the Sansum Urgent Care in Santa Barbara and, like, leaving that doctor a note. Like, don't tell people you know me. You don't help us. You don't know me at all. And I have a feeling I know exactly which church he went to, because he was telling Philip that he went to one of the churches that I went to. And I'm like, that doesn't mean I know you at all. I don't think I've ever even met that person. Like, and if I have, I forgot about you real quick. Not sorry. You obviously didn't make an impression, so yeah, no, I don't remember you. Oh, it's so beautiful. Anyway. I'm getting a lot of downloads lately. A lot, but then there's, like, not much new about that. For me, anyway. It's so beautiful up here. Oops. Like, upgrades and downloads come in, like, daily, multiple times a day, actually, for me. So, that's become, like, the norm. It is so beautiful up here. Wow. And, if like, basically, if you don't want me to know all your business, you shouldn't talk to me at all. Because, I mean, I never set out to be, like, a walking, talking lie detector. That was never my goal. I never was trying to know what I know about things and people, places. I was never trying. It was never my goal to be channeling all the time, and I never set out to do any of that. Those are gifts from the Holy Spirit, no doubt. And which is, I think, why those gifts were given to me, is because I wasn't seeking to have any kind of power other than to be with God. Truthfully, the whole reason that I set out on this particular awakening, and I wasn't even trying to wake up, really. I wasn't very much asleep, but this last time, it was really just about healing my broken heart. That's the only reason that I had in my heart. That was the only reason that I sought out, not that I sought out God, but that I sought solitude, and I mean, like, pretty hardcore solitude. And I had a horribly broken heart. I had lost all of my family, all of my friends, and the ones that I didn't die, they were horrible to me. They were horrible. That's why, and I maintain to this day, I really don't have any friends. I have people that I'm friendly with, but no, I don't really have any friends. And it's just been that way. It's not that I want it to stay that way. I'm just saying that's how it's been so far. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I don't have any loyalty to anyone. And I don't owe anybody any explanations or anything. Basically, unless, you're on the donors list of my GoFundMe, I don't have to tell you anything. And even then, I'll tell you because I want to, and not really for any other reason. God, that's so beautiful. The mountains are so beautiful. But I mean, there are people that I'm fond of, some more than others. But it's been that way. My dog and I have been living in our car. I mean, the car that I had before this one, and now this one, and it's been about 1.5 years straight this time. And got one of my own hairs in my mouth. Really, nobody's been there to help us. So, and I'm not saying that from some bitter, angry, resentful place. I'm saying that because it's the truth. It just is. And that's not, it's not, for lack of asking or needing help. It's just the way that other people chose to not help. Some people couldn't help, and other people that could, they just decided not to even pick up the phone or, follow through with what they said they were going to do, or all kinds of stuff. So, that's on them. I don't really feel one way or the other about it. People are going to do what they're going to do, and they're not going to do what they're not going to do. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to stress about it. That's on them, not me. But, I really, if you've got people in your life that need help, whether you like that person or not, you should help them. If you can, you should. If you're in a financial position to help them, if you're in a, in a spiritual position to help them, you should. Because people need each other, for the most part. Most people are not strong enough to go through what I've been through alone. No, they're not. And still stay sane and strong and happy, truly joyful. Yeah, most people don't. Most people can't do that. So, when family members are abandoned and shit like that is happens, it's, it can be, it's soul crushing. It hurts. And, you really do contribute to their downfall when you don't help people. All evil needs to succeed is for good people to do nothing. Yeah. And I mean, it's few and far between that people are strong enough to, deal with all that abandonment, all of that shit talking, all of that horribleness, all of the heartbreak and everything else. On top of that, pick themselves up and not only, strengthen themselves and heal themselves, but also thrive under those circumstances. Most people, it kills them, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally. Excuse me, it kills them till when you leave them alone. It's not a good thing to do. Excuse me. And it says a lot more about you as the abandoner than it does about the person you're abandoning, really. And I mean, after everybody in my life died, really all my close friends, my close family, they died. I don't have any ties to anyone. Like I've said in previous videos, I have one half sister who literally wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire, which is fine, but it says a lot more about her than it ever will about me. And she's lied about me. Horrible things she said about me, really horrible things. And now that my mother and brother are dead, I mean, I have friends from elementary school. Well, they were friends when we were in elementary school. But, you know, people to this day that I know, like, you know, if I saw them, I would know them. They would know me. And the things that my sister says happened to her, they never happened. It never happened. It just never happened. And I would never, like, take someone's, you know, if it was true, I don't do victim blaming and shaming and that kind of shit. But, like, she is not a victim. My sister is not a victim. My sister was the abandoner for our family. She abandoned me, my brother, and my mother many times over. And she used her children, my mom's grandchildren, as leverage with my brother and my mother, and she broke their hearts over it. Like, what a fucking bitch. I wouldn't even really claim her as my sister, to be honest with you. Yeah, no. She's a dick. Not a good person. I don't care what anyone says. The things that she's done, and I know a lot about the things that she's done, not just to me, but to other people. Ugh. So, you know, if you're gonna be something, I hope that you're all that you preach to be, all that you say that you are. And if you're not, you're just another fake. I don't care. I don't care where you are, who you're with, or where you're from, or anything. If you're not all that you preach to be, all that you say you are, then you're just another mask walking around. You're just another, NPC fucking tooling around the Matrix. Like, fake is fake, and it always will be. You know, if someone is more concerned about appearances than they are about helping their family members, it says a lot more about them than it does about their family members. I mean, I can't stand fake people. And, I'm sitting up here, that whole city is full of a fucking enormous amount of fake people. Now, I'm not saying everybody is. That's not even close. No, that's not true. But like most, yeah, Santa Barbara has a disproportionate amount of fake people in it. Very disingenuous people. And then just like flat out liars. Like some people, they really do believe that they're standing for something or doing something good or whatever the fuck it is that their delusion is. But, they don't realize that they're actually doing quite the opposite. Anytime you do something that's disingenuous, you're just creating more deception in the world. And if you're creating more deception in the world, you're literally part of the Matrix, because the Matrix is built on deception, and that's it. Deception. That's the number one thing that the whole planet is trapped by. And if you're doing that, that means not only you're keeping yourself imprisoned, but you're imprisoning others by deceiving them. If you're willing to be deceived and deceive others, you might as well be a fucking Agent Smith. That's just the way that works. There's no, opinion attached to it. It's not how I feel. That's the truth. That's just the way it is. So, I would encourage people, if they want to be free of the Matrix, free yourself of any and all deception in your life. And I know how hard that can be. I totally know. At the same time, it's essential. It's an essential first step to getting free and staying free. And if you're not willing to at least try and do your best to get rid of, say, at least half the deception in your life, even if that's relationships, especially if it's relationships, that's something you need to look at. I can't tell you what to do. I can, but, responsibility for that. But like, if you're really not willing to get rid of the deception in your own life, don't point out the deception in other people's lives. It just makes you look like a fool. I've done a lot of work, like rooting out every area of deception in my life, in my heart, in my own mind, my own self-deception. And that's where like the rubber meets the road, really, is with the self-deception stuff. If you're not willing to get rid of that, then I don't know what you're doing. Like, you're part of the whole system that keeps people trapped. What I said. Like, then that's some fucked up shit, because the Matrix is really an ugly place. It's not nice. It's not nice. And the fact that we keep ourselves, most of us keep ourselves and others trapped in it, it's just not okay. It's not cool. Like, not at all. So, if you're a healer, then heal people. And, not just physically, but heal them spiritually, emotionally, mentally. If you're a teacher, then teach people how to be free, how to get free, how to, root out the deception in their lives and get rid of it and stay free of it. Because you can do all kinds of things, but like, unless you stay free, what was all that work for? Anyway, I think I'm gonna make a cup of tea because it's chilly, and just because I like drinking tea. Sounds like there's people down at Gibraltar Rock. But I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Yeah, and if you've never helped me or my dog, stop saying you know us, because you don't know me. You definitely don't know me. Even if you knew me before, you don't know me now. And not many people knew me before. Not many. And even then, those people didn't know me very well. Not at all. So, keep it to yourself. Fucking weirdos. Totally strange. But, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my morning and the sunrise. It's so beautiful up here. I love it. It's so beautiful. Anyway, love, blessings, and compassion, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. No one's gonna do it for us.